Understanding climate information systems for better bean yields. Every season, bean farmers face crop risks such as droughts, flooding, pests, and diseases due to the weather. Climate Information Services, or CIS as it is known, can help bean farmers prepare for the season and manage weather that may affect their crops. CIS uses specific information on weather and climate which is applied to make good farming decisions that result in increased bean yields. Let's look at two farmers to understand how using CIS can impact your bean farming. Michael is a bean farmer from the Rutsiro district in Rwanda. He plans to grow beans, but he doesn't follow any climate-related information and doesn't consider seasonal forecasts, which is one type of CIS. He relies on his grandparents' knowledge of the weather and doesn't consider what Met offices say on the upcoming seasonal weather or other CIS. Michael decides to grow a bean variety that requires little water to grow. However, CIS indicates that the projected seasonal rainfall totals are expected to be very high in his district. Since Michael doesn't know anything about the projected rain increase, he doesn't plant on ridges to aid in keeping the projected excess water from flooding the bean plants. And his selection of a bean variety that requires little water puts his crops at risk. Heavy rains come and his beans are all destroyed. Michael loses his crop this time and courage because he can't have the yield he expected, and the whole season is a loss for him. Anne is a bean farmer from Kayanza in Rwanda. She plans to also grow beans, but she knows how important it is to follow and use CIS. She always refers to the seasonal forecast before deciding on crops to grow. She tunes into her radio to follow the seasonal forecast and hears that the seasonal total rainfalls in her districts are expected to be average, and that the season will start on 2nd March and end on 29th May. Knowing about the seasonal rainfall totals and the length of the season, Anne goes to the bean seed company and asks for the variety that doesn't require a lot of water and grows fast. Anne and the seed dealer discuss CIS and agree on a bean variety that requires average water, which matures within the projected cropping season. Anne prepares her land on time and plants her beans on time following CIS. Anne continues to follow climate information daily and weekly to receive updates on the weather in her area. Anne follows her bean crop growing, doing small-scale irrigation when informed of dry spells in her districts. She mulches her plants to keep more moisture in the soil and takes care of her bean crops as recommended. At the end of the season, Anne harvests a good crop of nice, healthy beans and enjoys bean dishes with her family. She keeps some of the beans for the next season and sells the surplus at the market. Anne buys books for her kids and pays school fees. The season has been a success for Anne. By accessing, understanding, and using reliable, timely, and location-specific CIS, bean farmers can manage the impacts of climate change in bean production, improve yield, and be resilient to climate change and variability.